I'll be reading you your Unit 8 ELA test. First, pause the video and please read the story, A Syrup Can Mother. Once you have finished reading the story, then play the video and listen to your questions. Number 1. What does the author mean by the phrase, something stirring up there, in paragraph 16? A. Boxes fell off the shelf at the father's feet. B. The father climbed on top of the shelf. C. Sounds of movement got the father's attention. D. The father placed a bowl on the shelf. Number 2. Which quotation supports the inference that the father is forgetful? A. Papa shook his head at both these guesses and at all the others that followed until they had reached the house. B. Yes, it is, Papa declared. Then he took off the cover and tipped the pail gently over in the middle of the kitchen table. C. It was just this way, he explained, hanging up his hat. Tom Morgan brought me a dozen eggs from his new henry. Choice D. I put them on the shelf, intending to bring them home that night, but never thought of them until this morning. Number 3. How would the passage be different if it were written as a poem? A. It would have A. It would have stanzas and lines. B. It would have sentences and paragraphs. C. It would have a new setting and dialogue. D. It would have a cast list and stage directions. Number 4. Which quotation from the passage illustrates what is shown in the image? A. I put them on the shelf, intending to bring them home that night, but never thought of them until this morning, when there seemed to be something stirring up there. B. Oh, aren't they darlings? Cried Dorothy, clapping her hands as the chickens began to eat the crumbs. C. While Papa was making a nice coop out of a wooden box, Mama found an empty tin can that had once held a gallon of maple syrup. D. Then she pinned a square of flannel to the upper side of the can, letting it spread either way like a mother hen's wings and leaving the ends open for the chickens to go in and out. Number 5. Based on her actions in the passage, which choice describes the mother? A. The mother is bothered and annoyed. B. The mother is creative and inventive. C. The mother is relaxed and unworried. D. The mother is selfish and careless. Part B, number 6. Which quotation from the passage best supports the answer to Part A? A. Now let Mama have a turn, he said, holding up the dinner pail to her ear. B. Then out came 10 of the fluffiest, downiest little chickens that any of them had ever seen. C. What do you mean? Asked Mama in astonishment, gazing at the pretty little creatures. D. There, she exclaimed triumphantly, fastening the last strip. Let us see how the chickens like this for a mother. Now you'll pause the video again and read the passage out of the Antarctic from Mr. Popper's Penguins. Once you have finished reading the passage, continue listening to the video and we'll start back at number 7. Which choice provides a summary of the passage? A. Admiral Drake wanted to make Mr. Popper's dream of having a pet penguin come true, so Admiral Drake sent a penguin through the mail. Mr. Popper was excited about the penguin, but did not know where to keep it. B. Mr. Popper ordered a pet penguin for his children from the South Pole, and it was delivered in the mail. The children loved watching the penguin walk around their house and splash around in the bathtub. C. After Mr. Popper waited for weeks for a special gift in the mail, a box arrived that was so large it almost did not fit through the door. Mr. Popper was thrilled when he opened the box to find a penguin from the South Pole. D. When Mr. Popper received a special gift from Admiral Drake, he was surprised to find that it was a penguin from the South Pole. Mr. Popper was unsure of how to care for the penguin, but enjoyed watching it explore and play in his house. Number 8. Read the sentence from paragraph 11. His heart stood still. What do the authors mean by the sentence? A. Mr. Popper forgot what he was doing all of a sudden. B. Mr. Popper was surprised by what he heard. C. Mr. Popper became extremely cold all of a sudden. D. Mr. Popper was frightened by what he heard. Number 9. What does the word inspect mean as it is used in paragraph 16? A. Dash quickly. B. Discover accidentally. C. Examine carefully. D. Relax happily. Part B. Which two quotations from paragraph 16 best support the answer to Part A? A. Are extremely curious. B. Found that this was true. C. Pompous little strut. D. It looked around. E. A pleased expression. Number 11. Where did the penguin play in the Poppers' home? A. The bathroom. B. The bedroom. C. The hall. D. The kitchen. Number 12. Which quotation from the passage illustrates what is shown in the image? A. It was not the postman who stood there. It was an expressman with the largest box Mr. Popper had ever seen. B. It was covered all over with markings. Unpack at once, said one. Keep cool, said another. He noticed that the box was punched here and there with air holes. C. You can imagine that once he had the box inside the house, Mr. Popper lost no time in getting the screwdriver, for by this time, of course, he had guessed that it was the surprise from Admiral Drake. D. He had succeeded in removing the outer boards and part of the packing, which was a layer of dry ice, when from the depths of the packing case he suddenly heard a faint ork. Questions 13 through 16 ask about what you read in both the passage from A Syrup Can Mother and the passage from Out of the Antarctic. Which choice is a theme found in both passages? A. Children can learn to care for pets better by watching their parents. B. Getting an unexpected pet can bring a family great joy. C. Working together to take care of a pet can bring a family closer together. D. Parents should trust their children to help raise pets. 14. How are the families in both passages similar in their actions towards the new animals? A. Both families talk to their new animals like people in order to help them stay calm and relaxed. B. Both families help their new animals feel like members of the family by giving them creative names. C. Both families care for their new animals by creating environments similar to what they would find in nature. D. Both families give their new animals baths to get them clean after their long trips home. Part B. Which two quotations from the passages best support the answer to Part A? Choose one quotation from A Syrup Can Mother and one quotation from Out of the Antarctic. A. Yes, it is, Papa declared. Then he took off the cover and tipped the pail gently over in the middle of the kitchen table. B. Because the engine, running day and night, gave the eggs just as much heat as they would have found under a hen's wings, Papa replied, and they thought that they were put up there to hatch. C. While Papa was making a nice coop out of a wooden box, Mama found an empty tin can that had once held a gallon of maple syrup. She filled this full of boiling water, screwed the cover on tight, and then wrapped it up in pieces of flannel. D. Carefully, Mr. Popper began to fill the bathtub with cold water. This was a little difficult because the inquisitive bird kept reaching over and trying to bite the faucets with its sharp red beak. E. Anyway, you're not shy, said Mr. Popper. I guess you've got sort of used to playing around with those explorers at the pole. Number 16. Which statement correctly compares the points of view from which the passages are told? A. Both A Syrup Can Mother and Out of the Antarctic are told by third-person narrators who describe the characters' actions and feelings about their experiences. B. Both A Syrup Can Mother and Out of the Antarctic are told by first-person narrators who share their inner feelings about their own personal experiences. C. A Syrup Can Mother is told by a first-person narrator who describes his inner feelings about a situation, while Out of the Antarctic is told by a third-person narrator who describes the character's actions. D. A syrup can mother is told by a third-person narrator who describes the interactions of the characters, while Out of the Antarctic is told by a first-person narrator who explains his personal experiences. Now pause the video again and read Bats, the coolest mammals on Earth. Once you have finished reading the story, unpause and listen to number 17. What does the author mean by the phrase, get over their fears, in paragraph 3? A. People should stay far away from bats as if they are afraid of them. B. People should realize that bats are easily scared by people. C. People should learn more about bats to be less afraid of them. D. People should know that bats fly away when they are scared by people. Part A, number 18. What does the word active mean as it is used in paragraphs 5 and 6? A. Awake, moving. B. Curious, peering. C. Excited, happy. D. Full, stuffed. Part B, number 19. Which phrase from paragraphs 5 and 6 supports the answer to Part A? A. Spend most of their time sleeping. B. Fly off in search of a meal. C. Have pretty good eyesight. D. A juicy bug they want to catch. Number 20. What text structure is used in paragraph 6? A. The author uses cause and effect to show that humans are able to find where bats are located at night by listening to the bats' high-pitched sounds. B. The author uses chronological order to show how bats use their eyesight first and then echolocation to find their food at night. C. The author uses compare and contrast to show the differences between how bats and humans are able to move around at night. D. The author uses problem and solution to show that bats use echolocation to help them find food and other objects at night when it's too dark to see. Number 21. What is the main idea of paragraph 8? A. Bats are not usually seen by people because they only fly around at night. B. Bats are able to eat so many types of insects because they only hunt at night. C. Bats are very busy creatures because they have to spread seeds around the world. D. Bats are important to the world because they eat bugs and help plants and trees grow. Number 22. What body part allows bats to be able to hang upside down? A. Bones. B. Ears. C. Tendons. D. Wings. Number 23. How are bats able to fly? A. They have flexible wings. B. They have good eyesight. C. They have strong hearing. D. They have small bodies. Number 24. What point does Anne Froscher make about where bats live? A. Bats live all over the world but prefer to live where the weather is hotter and drier. B. Bats mainly live in North America because the temperature is warmer than other places. C. Bats can live in many places on Earth and survive different types of weather. D. Bats are able to live in places that are dark and gloomy because of their poor eyesight. Number 25, Part B. Which two quotations from the passage support the answer to Part A? A. The first time I saw a bat up close, I realized how tiny our North American bats are and that they aren't scary at all. B. By listening to the sounds that bounce back, bats can determine where things are, how big they are, and if they are moving. C. In places with cold winters where food is not available year-round, some bats will hibernate in caves, mines, or other places like buildings or rock crevices. D. They are eating tons of insects, pollinating flowers, and spreading seeds that grow new plants and trees. E. Bats live almost everywhere on Earth except the most extreme desert and polar regions. Now pause and read the passage, Pallid Bat. Number 26. How does the information provided in Pallid Bat add to the information in Bats, the coolest mammals on Earth? A. Pallid bat provides detailed information about pallid bats and how they hunt, while bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, provides more general information about bats. B. Pallid bat provides information about where pallid bats live in the wild, while bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, provides information about where all gray bats live. C. Pallid bat provides information about the large wingspan of pallid bats, while bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, provides detailed information about much smaller sized bats. D. Pallid bat provides general information about how pallid bats hunt, while bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, provides information about how pallid bats use echolocation. Number 27. How is the information included in pallid bat similar to the information in bats, the coolest mammals on Earth? A. Both passages describe the wingspan and size of the pallid bat. B. Both passages mention the amount of insects the pallid bat eats in one night. C. Both passages describe where the pallid bat usually lives. D. Both passages mention how the pallid bat uses its large ears to help it hunt. Number 28. How does the information in pallid bat compare to the information in bats, the coolest mammals on Earth? A. Pallid bat is a first-hand account because it is a researcher's observation of a pallid bat in the wild. Bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, is a second-hand account because it provides information from someone who researched bats. Pallid bat is a first-hand account because it provides a scientist's own words about the importance of pallid bats in the wild, while bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, is a second-hand account because it is information about bats from an encyclopedia. C. Pallid bat is a second-hand account because it provides information gathered by someone who researched the pallid bat. Bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, is a first-hand account because it is an interview with a scientist who studies bats. D. Pallid bat is a second-hand account because it provides detailed information from a newspaper article about pallid bats. Bats, the coolest mammals on Earth, is a first-hand account because it is a presentation about bats to students. Please check over your test before you submit it.